welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. So in this video we are going to be reviewing the first ever live action Pokemon film, Detective Pikachu. This film is actually surprisingly a lot better than I thought it would be. It's really funny, it's got a ton of Pokemon nostalgia in there, and it's all wrapped around a really interesting mystery. So, actually has quite a lot to offer and is able to kind of hold its own in the movie stakes and is a really good contender for the first ever live action Pokemon film. The Pokemon franchise has just been going from strength to strength and they've finally got their own live action movie out. So let's break it down section by section in this movie review. So the plot of this movie centers around a kid called Tim and his Pikachu that somehow only he can talk to, a bit like Meowth from the animation cartoon. So together Tim and Detective Pikachu are trying to solve the mystery of this movie, which is around the disappearance of Tim's dad, Harry. Now there are a lot of twists and turns in this movie, naturally as there would be in a detective movie. One or two of them are a bit predictable, but it is a fun movie still from start to finish. Talking about the finish, the ending of this film is a bit random, so just be prepared for that. But that aside, this is a fun movie from start to finish. This movie also has plenty of Pokemon moments in there as well actually, and going into it, I didn't think there would be as many Pokemon shown in the film as there are. I was hoping that there would be, but I didn't think that there would be as many as there are. So, from that point of view, it's really, really good. Also, don't expect to see the more nostalgic / well-known human characters in the film, such as, Ash, Gary, Brock, Misty, Team Rocket, Professor Oak, etc. It's alluded to that they're kind of out there and kind of, collecting Pokemon and being involved in Pokemon battles and kind of winning badges from the gyms and all that kind of stuff that we are all well versed with from the cartoon and the games and stuff. So, it's alluded to that they're out there, but this film predominantly focuses on Tim and Detective Pikachu. Tim is a great lead character for this film. He's played by Justice Smith, and yeah, he carries the film really, really well. You can really relate and understand, his happiness, his frustration, his sadness, his anger. All the emotions from this character are conveyed really, really well, and yeah, he's a great lead character. Ryan Reynolds is absolutely brilliant as Detective Pikachu. He kind of steals all of the scenes that he's in. He's got some great one-liners, and yeah, it's just a great addition to this cast of this film as well. Lucy plays a great love interest to Justice Smith's character Tim. They've got some great scenes together as well, and yeah, she's more than just a love interest because she's kind of got a reporter side to her, she's got her career, and yeah, she's just kind of bringing a lot of the kind of intelligence to the film as well. And obviously the rest of the characters are the Pokemon, and they are just excellent. They've translated really well onto the big screen, so that's really, really cool to see. I won't reveal too much about the villains and the other secondary characters as we'll be entering spoiler territory, but yeah, just rest assured that from a character's point of view, this film is great. The visuals in Detective Pikachu are great. The whole Pokemon world has translated itself really, really well to live action. They've got a budget of $150 million, and you can really, really tell because everything just looks really, really cool. Even the Pokemon themselves, which, going into the movie, a lot of people were thinking, oh, are the Pokemon going to look good? Are they going to look really bad? Especially when the first Sonic trailer came out, Sonic looked awful, and this is coming from somebody who's a Sonic and Sega superfan. So, when that trailer came out and when the fact that Pokemon live action was announced, a lot of people were kind of thinking, oh, is this movie going to look good? Are the Pokemon going to look good? How is it going to translate? But thankfully, all of the Pokemon surprisingly look really, really good. They've translated really well into kind of this whole human world, so that's really good. And actually, there are some really clever scenes featuring some Pokemon and, knowing their characters and how they've kind of used their abilities in this movie. So yeah, from a visuals point of view, this movie looks absolutely awesome. In terms of comparison, Detective Pikachu, the live action movie, is definitely able to hold its own. There's a lot of inspiration taken from the Detective Pikachu 3DS game, and you can see that there's a lot of similarities over there as well. And there's a lot of throwbacks, a lot of fan service, a lot of references to the cartoon movies, the games, and that's really, really nice to see. There's some really funny moments with Ryan Reynolds actually that he kind of does some direct references to the cartoon and stuff, so that's really, really nice to see. But what I would say is Detective Pikachu definitely is trying to do something new and is kind of on its own path. There are definitely references to the other kind of elements of the franchise, but it's really nice to kind of see it doing something new. And what I would say is because of that, it's hard to compare because this is the first live action Pokemon movie. So let's kind of see how it goes, and hopefully we'll be able to compare it to a lot of other live action Pokemon movies soon. Overall, I would say Detective Pikachu, surprisingly, is a really, really good live-action movie. If you're a massive fan of the Pokemon franchise, then you're absolutely going to love this film, as it's got a lot of fan service, a lot of nice throwbacks, and yeah, it's just wrapped up in a nice detective mystery film, so what's not to like? And you know, even though the ending is a bit random, it does kind of show that the whole Pokemon franchise can work in a live-action space, so hopefully they're going to be releasing a lot more movies soon. And because of all of those reasons, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I'd love to hear what you think, so please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.